Chuck needs some food. So, and right now we're storing all the food in our pickup bed because we don't really have a place to put it without mice getting into it. But today that's gonna change because we found a guy that has barrels, nice 55-gallon metal barrels for 25 bucks a piece. So we're gonna go get a whole load of them, and then we'll have plenty of feed barrels for our calves, for our dog, for cats, for the chickens, and for any other animals that we get. And Jacob needs a few too, so I'm pretty excited about it. Are you hungry, buddy? Come on, buddy. There you go, honey. There you go, honey. Yeah. My tomatoes, some of them are getting what looks to be blossom end rot. So I've ordered some rot stop. Blossom end rot is basically a calcium imbalance or deficiency. So I've ordered some rot stop, and I'm also going to try putting a soaker hose on these. It's caused by low calcium, but it's also caused by inconsistent watering, getting too dry and then watering, which I've been watering them every morning, but apparently it's not enough. So I'm gonna try putting a soaker hose on them, on all of these tomatoes and tomatillos, or I may just come out a couple times a day and turn it on and let it drip. My squash plant, I'm gonna put some cardboard down all around it for the vines to come out on, so we don't have a bunch of weeds growing up around it. And I'm also gonna try to train the vines a little bit to go where I want them to go so they don't just take over my yard. Nice bloom. Jacob thinks we'll have maybe, how many did you say winter squash off of this?
Probably 20 or 30.
20 or 30?
This is 2 weeks of growth, and we've got 3 months left in the growing season. We'll test it here and see. And let's test it with it above ground and see what it does. Because it'd be nice if we didn't have to bury it.
Pretty sure we're supposed to bury it, but we're gonna test it. My grandma never buried hers.
Did she use a soaker hose?
Yeah, we did too, and we just put them above the ground. But they laid on the ground though. Jacob and I have some rhubarb we've been meaning to plant all summer. And we gotta get it planted, or it's gonna die.
On the south side of these trees, we could just start up here.
Which one? That one?
This one or this one? Or...
We're gonna try planting rhubarb with a few of our trees and see how it goes. You want this in there?
Yeah, just drop it in. So she loves it. Boron. We'll do the manganese. And then this we need to be super sparing on. We'll do copper. That's enough.
Will that hurt my trees at all?
No, it'll benefit them. Because all our soil is pretty badly copper deficient. I don't know if they'll do well like this, but I want to try it.
Boy, that breeze is nice tonight.
That'll do.
Awesome. One rhubarb down. Chuck's treasure collection.
There. Yeah.
We've got them planted, all 5 of them. Do we need to water them now?
No, it's gonna rain.
Okay, I hope so.
Mama.
If it don't, we'll water them in the morning.
We've got
Mama, I found another
around a few of our trees. So hopefully they'll do better than they've done in the pots. I'm sure they will. Rhubarb's pretty resilient. We're gonna go check on Dan. He's mowing. Go see how he's doing. I get it. Yeah.
Trying to unclog my hay vine and I slipped and fell and straddled the
And how are you trying to unclog the hay vine?
by reversing the rollers, by reversing the reel.
By jumping up and down on top of it?
No, I wasn't jumping up and down on top of it. I was bouncing.
That's what I hear from a very trustworthy witness.
I was bouncing, but I was in a safe spot. It wasn't.
Apparently not.
Well, I moved. When I moved, it's when I slipped and reversed the reel the wrong way and ended up sitting down on the bar.
Yeah.
And stabbing myself with the hay fingers.
Yeah. And now we wait for scan results. It's 9:30. Do you even know what time we got here? I don't even know what time we got here. I was kind of out of it. 6:30 or 7.
6:30, about 6:30, I think.
Yeah, 6:30.
We've been here for 3 hours already?
Yep.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Hopefully you won't have to have surgery.
Hopefully no surgery. I'll be quite lucky if I don't have to.
Yeah, it's not luck. That's a God. That's
Yes.
God. We're home from the hospital and we wanted to take a look at the hay vine to try to figure out exactly what Dan hit.
It was sitting about like this when I fell. And I went to put my foot here out on this thing. And it slipped here. And it's just rolled as I fell.
Where were you standing? Were you standing on this?
I'm standing back here.
Oh, good grief.
And when I roll, you can see how they come.
Yeah.
I mean, I fell like right. This is where I straddled. This is literally what I straddled.
We really felt Dan experienced a miracle when scans showed no internal perforations. Meanwhile, while he took a bit to rest and recover, the boys and I still had hay to finish putting up. Pick blackberries! Are we gonna pick blackberries? Grandma!
What? It's fun.
You're the blackberry picker, aren't you? And you're good at it too.
Here, Mom, with some wet on it.
Oh yeah.
Dada.
Yeah.
Blackberry.
You gonna eat it?
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. You go.
Get berries. Wow! You got a lot of berries.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so many in there.
Yesterday we went and picked up 22 food grade barrels, 2 of them to make waters out of, and and the rest for feed barrels, and Jacob needed a few, and then our family needed a few too, so we also made deliveries. These barrels had coconut water in them, so they smell really good, and they're really easy to clean out.
There you go. How many do we want?
Now we just wait for them to dry, and then we can fill them with feed that's been sitting in our truck for
2 months.
months. Jacob's
Jacob
home
ran
from
that
the
over.
market and putting stuff away. He's got some more deliveries to make. Ooh, you got lots of potatoes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep those potatoes in here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having some turnips, but I don't know that I want a whole, because I will make a roast. Jacob brought me some zucchini up from the garden, so I'm gonna make a loaf of zucchini bread and maybe some zucchini chips too. We're gonna start with half a cup of sugar, and I just use pure cane sugar. You can use granulated sugar. Half a cup of light brown sugar, and then 3 tablespoons of canola oil. And we're gonna mix all that up. So then we're just gonna put 1 egg in. Along with the egg, you wanna put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now you might need to scrape the sides, and I'm gonna do that really quick because it's sticking. And scrape the sides of my bowl so all those ingredients are down in. You'll probably have to do that a few times through this process, depending on your mixer. I've got a small bowl and a whisk. We're gonna start with 1 3/4 cups of flour in that bowl. Then we're gonna do a teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of baking powder, and since I'm using gluten-free flour, I'm gonna use about a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, just to help it rise a little bit better. We're gonna do half a teaspoon of salt, and we're gonna do a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That cinnamon really gives it great flavor. It pairs so well with zucchini. Then I'm just gonna whisk that up. Just whisk it until it's mostly mixed together. Then you're gonna take those dry ingredients and just put them in with your wet ingredients, and then give that a good mixing. At this point, your mixture is going to be really dry and crumbly. You can see that. The moisture in the batter is going to come in with the zucchini because I do not squeeze the moisture out at all. I keep the moisture in, so don't squeeze the moisture out. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to slice the ends off, and then I'm going to put it through my, what's it called?
Salad shooter.
I'm going to put it through my salad shooter and shred it up. This salad shooter is pretty narrow, so I'm just gonna cut my zucchini. Not doing a very good job of that. All right. All right, I think we have enough here. We only need about 1 3/4 cups, so. And remember, don't squeeze the moisture out of it. You want all that moisture to help make your batter, not so crumbly. So I'm going to go ahead and put this 1 3/4 cup of shredded zucchini into the batter. Okay, I'm going to scrape it.
Mama, you feel like gloves.
Yeah.
Okay. You totally.
Okay, I'm going to get a spoon because that gets kind of hard down in there. And I want to make sure we get all that mixed up really well. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks better. Now normally I would add about a cup of chopped walnuts, but I don't feel like nuts in it today, so I'm just gonna go with plain zucchini bread. And you can see the batter's really wet now, and it'll actually pour into my pan. That extra moisture from the zucchini just does the trick. It's all you need. It's a nice thick batter. I greased this pan. I just sprayed it with cooking spray. That's all I do. And then I'm going to pour the batter right in and spread it out so it's all even. All right, and just spread it out. Make sure it's even so you don't have a lopsided loaf. I'm going to take this loaf and I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for about an hour. It might bake in a shorter time. It just depends on your altitude, and it depends on your oven, so it may be shorter, maybe longer. But I always bake it until a cake tester or toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean, and it'll also be golden brown on top. All right, I'm gonna put that in there, set my timer. All right, and now I think we should make some zucchini chips with some more of this zucchini. To make the zucchini chips, I'm gonna slice off the end of this zucchini. Get it out of my way. I'm gonna try to keep these slices fairly thin. So that looks pretty good to me. Well, it's thick on one side. That looks pretty good to me, that thickness right there. So I'm gonna try to go for that on the rest of these.
Like a 1/4 inch thickness, you think?
Yeah, maybe. That's perfect. Look at that. So we've got a nice, I think I can fit 6 to 8 slices in my air fryer. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. And then I'll just save this, and when we want a snack, it's so easy to make these. We can just pop it out of the fridge and make some more. I'm gonna go ahead. Now you wanna put these in a single layer so they're not on top of each other. I think I'm gonna be able to slice some more. Oh man. I think I can get 1 or 2 more slices in the middle. Hang tight. Okay, I'm just gonna do one because it's a big one. I'm gonna take some Parmesan cheese. I've got maybe 1/3 of a cup here. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top of these as good as I can. I'm trying to keep these low carb. Otherwise, I would bread them with something, but I wanna keep them fairly healthy so that Dan can eat them too. I'm gonna close this. It's already on air crisp. I think I want to bump the temp down. I think I'm going to bump it down to 25. And then the time, I'm going to go for about 12 minutes and see how they do. I got the function on air crisp, and here we go. Now I guess I get to dump this back in the Parmesan cheese container. So see, it's full on batter and it's not done. So I'm gonna let it cook a little bit longer. They don't really look like they're supposed to look. I think I did something wrong, but I'll work on this and perfect these. All right. Who wants to try one? They're chewy, but they're good. I like them.
I like them too. Better than a potato chip.
You like it? No? Put it back.
Oh. It's a chewiness.
Yeah, it's a chewiness.
It's like a piece of leather.
It looks like it's done. The toothpick is clean. So I'm gonna pull it out. So I'm just gonna let it set for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll take it out of the pan and slice it up. Slice. Looks really good, doesn't it? I always get the heel because I love the heel on these. Just gonna load it up with some butter. Are you coming for some?
Someone's very excited about banana bread.
Zucchini bread.
Mmm. Mmm. Pretty good. Mmm. That's tasty. You might want to make this chocolate chip banana bread next. If you enjoy watching our videos, be sure and click the subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications when our next video comes out, you can click the little bell for that. We'll see you guys next time.